there are more side effects to modafinil that I have experienced. So I went to Palm Springs, and Palm Springs, California is an intensely dry desert. And I was working with a client, and we had an outside event, because that's really all you can do in Palm Springs is go to a casino or go to an event. So it was for 2 weeks working outside with the client, roughly 12 hours per day. Extreme dehydration and dry mouth. But also you have to note that my environment changed. I went from the coastal areas to a very dry desert, which could have a large impact on my body and on the medication that I'm using. So in Palm Springs, a very dry desert, I was severely dehydrated. Like, I didn't know how my body was working type of dehydrated. That dehydration led to dry mouth because there were no liquids in my body. So these are real side effects, but also they're only real side effects when I change my environment. Nervousness and anxiety. I can say there is anxiety, but when you focus so much, you get over the anxiety. So yes, there's anxiety, but there's so much focus, and there's nervousness also, but there's so much focus, you realize that you're anxious and you just power through it. So yes, it exists, but is it a big deal? No, not really. Last but not least, what happened to me that was so horrible? I had skin rashes. So when I was in Palm Springs, my body was dry, my mouth was dry, then a rash broke out around my lips. And laugh if you want to, but it wasn't because I was having intercourse with anyone or I changed the type of food that I ate. My body was just so dry. My mouth was just so dry. My lips broke out in a rash. And then I had a rash on my arms. But once I left Palm Springs, maybe 2 weeks after leaving Palm Springs and being back in the coastal area of California, I did not have these symptoms anymore. So yes, the symptoms do exist. Like, there are just more symptoms than, a headache if you take too much. If you change the environment that your body's in, I had extreme dehydration, which led to dry mouth, which led to my lips breaking out in a rash, which led to a skin rash. And those were the symptoms that I had. Plus, yes, there is anxiety, but there's so much focus, you can move through the anxiety and the nervousness. So I don't really think that's such a big deal.